Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Pablo. I'm going to sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment, to prepare our heart for the Spiritist talk tonight. So I hope you calm your heart, find a place. So let's sing Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian. Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. Now, calm me down. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus shadows me His arms I sway. Body harmonizes how well done need the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. Joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. The last song, Love in Action. Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor, to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Your love is the key to see the entire world. Using this chain wisely, we live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all this transformation, we just have to love in action. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all this transformation, we just have to put love in action.
I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. No more sorrows. No more bad days. No more cries. No more dark cold place. No more fear. No more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, try. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. No more sorrow. No more bad days. No more cries. No more dark cold place. No more fear. No more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark cold place. No more fear, no more fight. Let the sun go down away, shine, shine. Let the sun go down away, shine, 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 shine.
Never lose your faith in the brightness of your Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Spirits Talk. As always, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we are happy that you are here. So, like every week, before we start, we would like to share with you some announcements. So, for now, during this time together, we ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place if possible. This is your time, right, for us to be here and study, the gospel according to Spiritism or other Spiritist topics. And as always, our meeting will have a 30-minute presentation and followed by Q&A. After the presentation, we'll have our spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So remember to set aside a container with drinkable water, with potable water that can be magnetized. Our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Conference Americas through their Facebook, and also every Wednesday you can also hear us at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio and through Kardec Radio's Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The new class started September 7th, but you can still join us. If you are interested, if you have any questions, contact us, but the registration link for the course is in the chat. We also offer Gospel at Home, a virtual Gospel at Home. The gospel at home is just a way for you with your home every week at a set time, a time that works best for your family, to be together around the gospel, and it helps with your family's spiritual harmony. Will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining this habit of studying the gospel and discussing it as a family in a group with your family, and so that you can continue that. But we are happy to start that process with you and help you keep it going. There are many advantages or benefits from the gospel at home. So if you would like to request it, you can post in the chat and let us know. We also have a vibration book, a virtual book, or an online prayer book. So you can include your name or the name of anybody that needs positive vibrations, that needs prayer, and that can be incarnate or discarnate. And the person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. The link to our vibration book or list is also in the chat. All right, so now to our topic of today. So today we're going to talk about items 3 and 4 of chapter 1 from the Gospel according to Spiritism, and that topic title is Christ. And this will be facilitated by our sister Veronica from Winnipeg and everyone. So remember, you can interact with us. You can send us questions, write comments. We love them and we read all of them. And if you have any questions or comments, we will address at the end of the talk. So now we would like to invite tonight's speaker, our sister Veronica, who will also do our opening prayer. Veronica,
Hi, hi,
hello.
Anna. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Good, good. Excited for the talk tonight. I'll
Yeah.
see you soon.
Yes, I'll see you soon. Um, Hello, everyone. Live and on demand. So before we start the study today's study, please join me in this prayer where when we close our eyes and disconnect from the busyness of our lives, from our day to day tasks and duties. And we open our mind and our hearts in gratitude to our lovely Father, our God, who is the creator of all the goodness that surround us, in which we thank for this opportunity to think and to feel through our spirits, seeking for enlightenment, for understanding through the teachings of our Master Jesus, who only left on this world love, in light, so that we can never be in the darkness. We ask the good spirits to be with us so that we can receive the inspiration from elevated planes, to have the teachings that we study today touching our hearts and making deep roots in our spirit so that we can apply in our daily lives the teachings that will bring the promised heaven here around us. Thank you, dear God. Thank you, Master Jesus. So be it. Okay, so hello once more, everyone. So I'm just going to get my screen here working. Um, because today we have an important talk, although I guess every day is the talk, the study is important, right? And it's not because of the presenter, but because the message that conveys. And I have to confess that I am the first one to learn when I'm prepared here to share some thoughts about the teachings from the gospel. So as Anna said, we are going to study today continue to study chapter 1 when we talk about the revelations and the law. And today we are going to talk about Christ. And there are many arguments sometimes in this day whether the figure of Christ was just an allegory or a myth, right? And what was the real, and if Jesus actually existed on earth, why, what was the purpose, right? Whether he was a savior, a prophet, or just or somebody who wants to revolutionize the world. And if we consider that, of course, Jesus is not here in body because we had a limit, right, in how we can exist in this physical body. But if we consider that his teachings survived the test of time, and even today, when we read the parables, for example, all the parables left, which are not many, are are near a dozen or a few more, we still have to study that intensively. And every time we study multiple times, every time we ended up gaining some lessons, right? Learning some new lessons that we haven't observed. So that's a reflection just to consider what was the relevance, right, of Jesus' story in our daily lives, because the story is still very lived in our days, and we have a very safe guideline of how we should live these lives. So that's the a reflection. But today we are going to talk about Christ, and in the context of the Spiritist doctrine, where we place Jesus Christ in our Spiritist doctrine. So just moving forward here, I'm referring here to the Spiritist book. The Spiritist book has, I'm just going to move one thing here. So the Spiritist book, it's going to, oh, I have to share my slides, right? Sorry, I can't. My friends were here waving to me. So let me see if I can share over here. Okay. Thankfully, I have the slides. It's just I didn't share. Okay, so let's see. Present, share screen. Here we go. And window. There we go. Okay. So we didn't miss much. And I have Publio here in the background. I see he's sweating. Now he's more relaxed. All good. So I'm going to refer here the Spiritist book. So question 625, let's memorize that question because it's a very classic question that we memorize the numbers, not all the numbers we know on top of our head, but Kardec asks the spirits, what is the perfect standard that God has offered to humankind as a guide and model, right? And then the spirits answer, and interesting enough, that's the shortest answer in the Spiritist book. Look at Jesus. So that's the answer from the spirits. And remember that in the work that Kardec did, he was supervised by higher spirits that were from the group, the team of the Spirit of Truth, which we can discuss in another time. Who was this Spirit of Truth? But that's the answer. So look at Jesus. So Jesus came to earth as the model for humankind to follow. Okay, so let's see what that means. So Kardec is going to unfold this idea, right, and explain that in depth with more depth in the gospel according to Spiritism. Jesus is the highest standard of moral perfection to which humankind may aspire on earth. So the way how Jesus came on earth and the way how he lived his life and the examples he left are examples that we can achieve while living on earth. So God offers Jesus as the most perfect model because his doctrine is the purest expression of God's law. So teachings of Jesus, they are based and they reflect with perfection God's law. He was the purest being that has ever walked on earth. We had a lot of examples of higher spirits, but if on living on earth, but even them have Jesus as the role model. Okay? So Kardec continues by saying that some of those who claimed to teach God's law sometimes are caught into mistakes and erroneous attitudes. And one of the criticism with Christianism is that many of Christian leaders, I'm not talking here in a specific religion, but Christians in general, right? Some Christian people who are denominated as Christians, they have been caught making serious mistakes. And what Kardec comes to say here is that this is because they are allowed to, is because these leaders, they end up getting confused by the laws, right? They simply say they are confused by the laws, and that what happens is that um, they end up confusing human laws with soul laws, the laws of the spirit, the laws, the immortal laws that come from God. So, and then they end up changing their mistakes, but that's a human mistake that has nothing to do with Jesus' teachings, right? And we see that in Jesus' teachings, there's perfection because it reflects God, and God, as our creator, cannot be less than perfect. So Jesus, in that sense, did not come to destroy the law, because we saw earlier in the that the law brought by Moses was also the divine law that tried to guide the people right to the right path. So Jesus did not come to destroy the law, which is the God's law. So he came to fulfill it, to develop it, to give its true meaning, and to adapt to a level of understanding that was appropriate for humankind at the time, so that humans could advance, could move forward. So at that time, we have Jesus coming and changing, reframing, reframing Mosaic law. And the basis of Jesus' doctrine is the principle of duty to God and one's neighbor as part of the law. So if Jesus come representing God and his law reflect, Jesus' teachings reflect divine law, then we can understand that this sense of duty to God and to one another is part of the divine law as well as taught by Jesus. So Jesus, during his short time among us, he constantly combated the abuse of outward practices and erroneous interpretations. So Jesus was constantly reminding those around him that the external expression of faith or material representations of faith, they had little value, because the important is what we feel inside of us in our hearts, right? Jesus taught that we should not be those knocking on our chest in crying or making a scene in front of others, or going to the temple to express our faith. But when we want to pray, we should get be in a be by ourselves in our room and then pray. So Jesus was very clear that these are the things that are meaningful when we actually look look for God and try to connect with God. So instead of these external expressions, Jesus actually simplified the law in a very simple in two pieces, right? In two pieces. So love God above all things and your neighbor as yourself. And this is the whole of the law and the prophets. So if we can do this, we are following God's law and we are accomplishing all the teachings of the prophets, which means we are not destroying the law as it was thought at the beginning, but he is fulfilling. So, and Jesus also gives one more guidance in terms of what means loving one another, right? You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. That was part of the Mosaic law, right? So we had teeth by teeth, um, eye for an eye, right? And teeth, a tooth for a tooth. So, but Jesus is going to reframe that in another way. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And that's what Jesus did at the cross, right? He prayed for those who were doing, uh, were responsible for his suffering for being at the cross, right? He said, Father, forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. So Jesus' role, however, was not only simply of providing this moralistic law, right? He was not a lawmaker or telling people what to do with as other authority on earth would do. He came to fulfill the prophecies that had announced his coming, but he also came to give example of how to live by the divine law. So Jesus' authority is derived from the exceptional nature of his spirit and his divine mission. So Jesus said in John, you hear Jesus saying to the at the temple, right, to the Pharisees, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. So the Pharisees were questioning if he knew God, right? And and he mentioned something that Abraham was very happy to know, was in joy, that I came to fulfill. I was here to fulfill the mission, and they were questioning, how come can you know Abraham if you are less than 50 years old, right? So very concrete mind, right? Line of thought. And Jesus says that, in truth, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham, I am. That means from Spiritist doctrine, we learn that Jesus is a pure spirit who is being pure and perfect before earth was created, right? So in reference, this sentence then makes sense. So Jesus is being a pure spirit, is a pure spirit, and we don't know how long ago. And Jesus was given by God the task of overseeing and managing our planet Earth from the beginning, from when we were just spatial dust, before Earth became Earth or life existed. Jesus, along with all higher spirits that were under his leadership, were were coordinating the development of Earth. And up until now, Jesus is still the governor of our planet. And the Spiritual Manual even have a quote. I got a quote here from the book The Way, the Truth, and the Life, that he's going to talk about this passage And he's going to say, before Abraham, or preceding the great figures of wisdom and love in world history, Christ was already the radiant center of human achievements. So, Christ is actually supervising and coordinating all the higher spirits that come on earth to bring enlightenment in different stages of our evolution. So, so he comes with his authority, right? Which we are not even close, right? So, Jesus came to teach humankind that true life is to be found on earth, but is not to be found on earth. I'm sorry there, but in the kingdom of heaven. So Jesus teaches the way that leads us to this kingdom of heaven. So Jesus come and say, my kingdom is not from this world. So he is confirming, which most of the suffering people already knew, that life on earth was tough. There's suffering, there's pain, there is disease, there is inequities, and we still have that here. But he's promising a heaven, right? Another kingdom. And people would think there will be a king, right? And there'll be some war. But we understand that there is this kingdom of heaven that we can achieve that's not going to be here on earth, but it might be somewhere. We don't know where, we don't know when, but he teaches how to get there. And Jesus teaches also how to reconcile with God. The view of God at the time of Jesus, when Jesus came on earth, it was a God that's very punitive. It was a God that would punish if we make mistakes. It was a God that we were talking about a God that very little we were in, almost never were talking about forgiveness, right? We didn't discuss about God and forgiveness. So there was no relation between these two things. So what Jesus is going to tell is that God is loving, God is perfect, right? And I have another message from Emmanuel that he's going to talk about this view of God from by Jesus, right? How Jesus represents God for us. So if there was someone on earth with enough authority to define the supreme creator of the universe, that someone was Jesus, who represented him sublimely at the forefront of humanity. However, to fulfill the divine mission, Jesus had to become human. Can you still hear me? Okay. Yeah. Are you guys hear me? Okay. So, however, to fulfill his divine mission, so he did not get on to just in intellectual contemplations, describing God, drawing God, right? The unforgettable master served only, choosing in pure and unrestricted love the strength of his unforgettable message. So he used love to demonstrate what is God to us. So it is only through love realized and lived that we also will somehow be able to feel the greatness of the author of our days. So, in order for the Spirit Manual is telling us that in order for us to understand or approach God, maybe get a little bit closer. We should live and understand love and practice as Jesus showed us how to. So, and it is also for this reason that Jesus himself, when asked by the disciples to establish a norm of prayer, so remember the disciples asked, Master, teach us how to pray, right? In the field of good news, he Jesus, who brought from the resplendent spheres the light of eternal wisdom, limited himself to reverence and love, respect, and trust, defining God, the cause of all life, as being our Father. So, in other words, Jesus described God as our Father, as the one who generates us and nurturing us and care for us, right? Fathers should know, right? You love your children. So is God towards us. What else? Jesus makes us aware of the progress of future things for the fulfillment of human destiny. So Jesus is going to show us the future. He explained the future of earth. And he says, heaven and earth shall not pass away before everything is fulfilled up to one single iota. One small thing has to pass, which means Kardec is going to explain that it is necessary for God's law to receive its fulfillment, to be practiced all over the earth in all its purity, with all of its development and all of its consequences. So looking at earth now, I guess we can notice that we still are far from being able to practice all over earth purity, peace, or development or enlightenment. We still have many areas to improve in terms of peace on earth. So Jesus then spoke of all things, but many things he but in terms explicit in varying degrees, right? So Jesus gave us many messages, but not always you were very direct lessons. Sometimes they had some mystery toward us because at that time people we still were very immature in terms of developing our intelligence, knowledge, and living experiences. So it was not possible to review everything. So to understand the hidden meaning of certain words, it was necessary that the human mind had to acquire a certain degree of maturity, and that knowledge and new ideas had to be around us so that we could have resources to actually understand the messages. And with that, science also needs time to develop and to emerge so that it could help with the progress, right? So if we one simple example, if we didn't have science and technology advancements, even the spread of new knowledge or teachings will be limited. If we look at us today, I'm here in Winnipeg, in Canada. We might have listeners from other places in the world. And today we are much more connected. So the development of knowledge and technology has helped also with the spread of good news. Bad news, but also good news. which we should focus, right? So that's how, that's when I finish here. Before I finish, I have a message that I prepared to show that it disappear. Let me see here. Where is it? Uh, it is. I'm just gonna put that here, because to finish this talk with these reflections about what Christ means in terms of our development on earth. I'm just gonna get here. Let me see if I can make this happen. Here we go. I have this message by the Spirit Casimiro Cunha. It's entitled The Nation of Tomorrow. Okay? So, and a time will come in this world when all nations will become united families in the temple of hearts. When everyone walks away from the dark dragon of war, whose poisoned breath pollutes the skies of earth, on that day of triumph for Christian thoughts, so Christian teachings, the teachings that Jesus left to us, people will embrace each other as brothers and sisters in spirit. There will be then across the globe one single nation, light, one single flag, peace, and one single shepherd, who is Jesus. And the shepherd is not that he will come physically and leader the world, but his teachings will be so strong and so ingrained inside of us that we'll be following his teachings, his ideas, the ideas of loving God, our Father, and loving one another, right? And that's Christ's contribution. And with the development of science and knowledge, we will, and as we progress, other types, more we will learn. And that's where we place the Spiritist doctrine. We place the Spiritist doctrine as a way for us to understand better the divine law and the teachings of Jesus. So that's what I had reflect today regarding where is Jesus in terms of Spiritist doctrine, and I think we can bring Anna back, right, to for us to address some comments if there is any. And thank you everyone for listening. Mhm. You are just mute. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
So many years of practicing, different
Guys, that's
online platforms, and I still forget to unmute sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying thank you so much for your presentation and these reflections. We really need to reflect a lot on the role, right, of Jesus. And Spiritism brings us, you know um, a little bit of a different that maybe other religions have the role of Jesus, but nonetheless very important, right? Really, really important
Mhm.
um, for our development. Um, when you said that, even before Earth was Earth, Jesus was already responsible for
Yeah.
Earth. So we can think of how much, right, time. And we're talking about the three revelations, right? So we talk about Moses the last time, we talk about Christ, and then A little bit of a spoiler. We'll talk about Spiritism
Yes.
next. But we can see that Jesus, it's not like that he just came at this time and he, did his part and left. So he has never left us, right? So he's been always with us. So,
Mm-hmm.
he was preparing to during that time and he was present and active, organizing and helping, coordinating our evolution with Moses. And then even after his time here on earth, he still continues, right, to take care of us,
Mm-hmm.
to help us, and continues working so that we can, being our guide and model so that we can also develop, so that's kind of a long commitment, right?
Yeah, it is a long commitment. And Jesus said, right, from none of my sheep will be left behind,
Mhm,
right? So he vowed, right, to be with us whenever, even when we sometimes turn our backs to
mhm,
him, right? And
yeah,
I think, and if I see there is a related question I just saw there, yeah, from Publio. It's kind of
mhm,
related, right? Because we talk about Jesus in the past, but now Jesus in the future. It
mhm,
appears that some people think, right, that Jesus Christ will come back.
mhm,
What Spiritism says about that,
mhm,
right? So we understand that when Jesus said that when he was in his last few hours, right, on earth, they told the disciples that this, I'll leave this, I won't be here among you forever, but I'll leave you a consoler that will never leave you, they will be with you forever, right? And the promised consoler will be with you forever. So in the Spiritist doctrine, we learn that the although people is waiting for a consoler as a savior, as another figure as Jesus, we see a little bit different. In Spiritist doctrine, we learn that the consoler, the promised consoler, is a collection of knowledge and wisdom that will help us understand our true essence, the essence of the spirit, and that the understanding that the life on this world is temporary, which Jesus taught us, and that's what gave so much strength to the Christians of the first times, right? They were martyrs, they died because they believe, right? And they died happy, right? They not don't say happy, but they die with the sense of mission accomplished,
right,
right? Because they did not corrupt themselves with earthly things. But going back there, so the promised consoler, as Spiritism teaches, is this collection of understanding and teachings about our spiritual life, and that comes with the Spiritist doctrine. So, Spiritism is the promised consoler as a collection of teachings that make us understand our essence as spirit, as immortal spirits going to a path of eternity and becoming in progressing into being pure spirits, enlightened spirits, right? So that's the comeback, right? So the
right,
comeback, more than Jesus, is the comeback of Jesus' teachings, the love one another,
yep.
right?
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So thank you so much,
Thank
Veronica.
you.
A pleasure. And we'll see you soon, friend.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for listening.
So we'll now move. So thank you for your questions too and your participation. But we'll now move to the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So we'll move into our pass, and passes is a transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy, positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, all you have to do is just follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. So, as you listen to the video, just close your eyes and follow the 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 words that are being said with your thoughts and give them power, and focus on them. You Like I said, if you close your eyes, sometimes helps you focus a little bit easier. And during the fast, remember the water that you set aside in the beginning to drink, the drinkable water, will absorb also the spiritual energy that you and your family can benefit from. We'll now make a prayer that will be in preparation for passes, and this is going to be our final prayer as well. So let's close our eyes and thank our Master Jesus for this opportunity. Thank Him for this day. Thanking God also for the gift that Christ is in our lives. What a wonderful gift is Jesus. What kind of love, what a noble and enormous love to actually take each and every one of us under his arms, under his wings, as our master, even when we stray, working and loving and guiding us to the path that bring us close to God. Jesus, we thank you for your presence in our lives. We ask, Master Jesus, as eternal beggars we are, for you to protect our families, our places of work, for you to help our brothers and sisters who need. May anybody who is doing at this moment a humble prayer, may they be assisted not only based on their merit or any merit they might have, but solely on the love and the mercy that God has for each and every one of us. In this month of September, may you shine light always, but in this month we remember our brothers and sisters who are in crisis and might be thinking about suicide. May they be comforted. May they believe in life. May we all honor life in all its forms and be reminded every moment that life is worth living. May you bless all the names in our vibration book, in our prayer book. God, give them each and every one strength, hope. May they feel supported and loved. May you shine your grace, your peace, and your light in their path so they can feel empowered to face any challenges they might be going through. We with our hearts full of gratitude, Jesus, for you, for your presences in our lives, for your love and your work all over this earth, this beautiful blue planet, is that we ask your permission to finish this part of our work of tonight and to go on without for our spiritual treatment. May we feel much better now than when we started here all together. May we be together in your name many, many more times, and so be it.
Let's get ready for the pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capernaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
Thank you for joining us tonight, friends. May the sweet vibrations of the passes stay with us and all that needed. Until we meet again, we'll be back next Tuesday here in Spiritism Canada and Continental Conference at 8:30 Eastern. Next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. Eastern. So don't forget to follow Spiritism Canada on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Spiritist group Path of Light on Facebook as well. Have a good night. God bless you.
Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on there, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God.